Now for my reveal. So I'm just going to hold my phone up to the camera and then I will read it off to you so that I can tell you, I'll show you my overview. I don't know if you all can see my overview. Let me see it.
Bring it down because you can't see your name. There you go.
You get to see my name. Now let me show you my ethnicity estimate. So mine says that I am 43.2% Nigerian.
Whoop, whoop, Nigeria.
I am 27.8% West African.
West Africa.
I am 23.5% Central African.
Central Africa.
I am 2% East African.
East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. Hey.
I am 2% Egyptian.
Egyptian.
And 1.5% Portuguese. I want to just say something about the Portuguese. When you dig deeper, we're going to do an additional DNA test that gives you a greater breakdown of.
We want to know exactly what tribe we come from.
Exactly. So we're going to dig deeper. But I wanted to share with you all that when you see Portuguese and it says Europe, it actually says that we were Indo-Euro. And Indo-Euro were more like people who had different ethnicities and languages. Most of our people were dispersed to Brazil. We had some to India. We had some to all kinds of places, but not when you think of the Europe. When you just see Europe, we were not dispersed as the white Europeans as people think, but most of our people ended up probably in Brazil, Cuba, a lot of our people, because it gives you another breakdown of where people in my DNA went to, and it was like Cuba, Brazil, and places like that. So that made me feel good. I know someone else, a friend of mine who did theirs, and it showed they showed their African side, but it showed that they had Irish, they had people from like Europe and stuff like that. So
when you get those things, Britain, Irish, Scottish, then you know you're talking more of the what we call the Caucasian European.
Yes.
So yeah.
So I just wanted to share that. But yes, I had the biggest surprise for me was seeing the Egyptian side. I was really shocked about that. But then I think about some of my my youth, and I at one point as a 5% they had named me like Princess Nubia. And so then I was like, maybe that was the connection right there. But I felt really good about that. I talked to my youngest son about my DNA test, and like he was like, "Mom, you're like 98.5% African." And because so many people think when you say Egypt that it's Middle East, which is not true.
It's Africa.
It's Africa. So that made me feel really good. And then he was like, "So and I don't know if you watch the History Channel and you watch people who are like, they are scholars of African history. They actually say that we started in Egypt and we went through the Nile or down through the Nile.
It would be called up because elevation goes up.
Yes.
But in our thinking is down, going south.
Exactly.
But the elevation is actually going up the more south you go in Africa.
Especially because if you look at the Nile River, you will see that it does not flow like other rivers.
That's right.
It actually flows opposite. So look up the history and how they flowed. They left Egypt, went through the
Nile
Nile
River
River Valley, and then toward Congo, which will take myself and Malak toward that West African area.
Central Africa.
I meant to say, I'm sorry. And then just traveled. And I looked up, Malak and I should say, because he mentioned it too, that if you dig deeper and you go back percentages, that 2% of me being Egyptian would mean that's like 7 to 8 generations back, which would make sense, right? That generation would have started in Egypt and worked their way down. So I was saying that to say that my son was like, if you even went according to what people who are studying Africa say, and what people try to connect the Bible to, you see all of those inside of your DNA. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That it connected the dots there. But I am very excited to have been connected with, I have so many connections with my Nigerian family in the U.S. that I did not know with my family, but so many great connections with people here since being in Kenya. People are always telling me I'm from this tribe and that tribe.
I thought I was going to have some East Africa, but no East African in me.
And so that made me feel like, yeah, so I do have some. If you go back 2% of the East African tribe, or the East African that is in me, could make some of my people indigenous to the East African area, which is really good, which is why they are consistently saying that. I mean, they told me that they can't even tell I'm American until I start talking.
The accent.
It's the
but
accent.
Her look, they think she's Kenyan.
They think I'm Kenyan. So I am very excited and grateful for seeing this part of it, and I will love and looking forward to bring back our next results.
All right.